Dr. Mostafa, can you start by telling us more about the history of the Academy?
Well, let us, we have a short movie that will present the history of the Academy, and then we can move on.
From the heart of the Jordanian capital to the glorious land of the pharaohs, I've been around for more than 30 years, longer than most. I've met with kings and queens. I have friends all over the world. I've become the mentor for thousands of aspiring minds. Though I'm rooted in Arabic tradition, I speak many languages and dialects. See, I bring learners together from all across the Arab region. I'm all about ambition and development. I know much about many sciences. I've always had a reputation for brilliant professors. I've graduated generations of distinguished men and women, from CEOs to bank directors and high-ranking government officials and even ministers. Over the years, I've created leaders who impact today's business world. For over 30 years, I've made it my mission to make your dream come true. From offering high-quality education with robust curriculums to versatile training programs that cater to every need of the corporate sector. And because I'm a strong believer in democratizing knowledge, I offer various scholarships and financial aid solutions over the MBA and DBA degrees to ambitious calibers and government institutions. And today, I continue being your beacon of light, your biggest supporter and your best friend. With a proud history and a passion for academic excellence, there is no limit to what I can achieve. I am the Arab Academy for Management, Banking and Financial Sciences, changing lives since 1988.
Wow, this is such a great video. Thank you for suggesting that we find that out first. It's a great introduction to the Academy, of course. And I'm curious to find out more about the services that you offer.
Well, the Arab Academy for Management, Banking and Financial Services has so many services that we present to our customers. First is education. In education, we have Bachelor, MBA, and DBA. Let me come back to before that. The Arab Academy from day one has a strategy of working hand to hand with international partners. So almost all our programs are in partnership with international partners. So the first and important function of the Academy is education. We are presenting different degrees. We have more than 30,000 graduates. Some of them now are ministers, governors of central banks, head of banking institutions, and so many important positions. This is because we are now 34 years old. The other activity is training. In the last 34 years, we trained more than 330,000 participants from all over the Arab area or the Arab countries where we served basically. Also, we have another important activity is research and development. We are working in this in cooperation with so many institutions where we are publishing a quarterly magazine called the Banking and Finance Journal in cooperation with so many publishers worldwide, where we pick and choose articles, translated, Arabized, and put it in Arabic. The other most important function is the business consultations. We have also a good history about consulting, executing consulting activities in so many countries. We have the restructuring the Syrian financial banking sector, Yemeni financial sector, playing a major role with the Palestinian financial sector. Also, we have one of the biggest consulting assignments that we have had was at the Iraqi, with the Iraqi government. It was a consultation of restructuring the whole banking and financial sector. In cooperation, we worked as a local partner with Bearing Point, which is now anyway, this was a huge and big assignment. So the four major processes or activities that we have is education, training, consultancy, and research and development.
Okay, thank you very much for that concise answer. And you've mentioned that the academy has been there for 30 years. Some of your alumni are, governors of central bank, even ministers and, high-level officials. And, you've mentioned the four pillars, which are education. You've mentioned business consulting, training, and social development. And I'm interested actually to find out more about the partnerships. So can you tell me more about the recent partnership that you've established with SAS Institute?
Yes. Yes, for years we used to have an international partner, partnering with London School of Economics, with the American Bankers Association. This takes us a long time to proceed and take a decision about the international partner. Lately, we moved into the digital transformation process in education, training, and everything. So we exerted a big effort to look around and found out an international partner. And this what happened. We found out that SAS is one of the biggest, maybe the biggest business analytics and artificial intelligence company. And at the same time, they have the appetite to work with such institutions to support them, presenting their education, training, and consultancy assignment in a proper way, according to the nowadays digital transformation process that is started to be very fast in our area, although it is there in the Western and in the United States for years now, but now our governments, our institutions, our banks, our companies are trying to push very hard. But as I said, it's very easy to buy the software and hardware, but it is very difficult and it will take time to build the humanware. And this is what the Academy is working on now in cooperation with an international institution like SAS. They have the ability, they have all the ways and means to support such activity and such ambitions of the Arab Academy.
Thank you very much. And last question, very quickly. Can you tell us what you're offering the African nation today in 30 seconds or less?
Well, it's very good questions. Why Africa and why Djibouti? As the other speakers talk about the youths, the African youths in the Middle East, whether they have an opportunity or a threat for the time being with the digital transformation process that goes on in all sectors. The Arab Academy, in cooperation with SAS, are now organizing an initiative for spreading out the education and training for our youths, and this is very encouraging. The old jobs are disappearing, new jobs are coming up, so we have to prepare our youths for this. So the starting point will be here in Djibouti, since we have a very good and big branch in Djibouti for the last 7 years. So the decision was to start in Djibouti. We hope that we can perform our ambitions toward having enough education and training in this field for our youth, so they can jump into the new jobs that is, that is out now.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mostafa. That is quite welcome news. And please join me for a round of applause for this Africa to Africa segment.
Thank you.